Hey guys! Today Kevin and I are going to be working on the footwell area here in my Jeep Wrangler JLU Unlimited camper build. We are going to be adding a gray water tank and a freshwater tank. As we're doing that, we're going to work out the framing, which we're a little unsure about still. But yeah, we're just continuing along in this build. The subfloor is in, so now we'll have something to attach the framing to. We got some of the framing done. We needed to get some of this framing done first so that way we can kind of see where things will fit.
Alright, so we figured out where the tank's going to go and we have that in. This will be your freshwater fill right here. And then we also got the pump mounted, and we used, I used PEX tubing with crimp fittings, and it'll come out of the tank and goes into this filter right here and into the pump, and then it comes out of the pump and goes over to this accumulator, and then from the accumulator it'll go up into her sink and give her water that she needs for that.
I did get the carpet laid in this refrigerator and power bank area. To install the carpet's really easy. All I did was I cut each section to size. Then I taped off the areas that I didn't want to get any of the adhesive. The adhesive I used was this Permatex Automotive Headliner adhesive. I sprayed it on each section, laying in the carpet, and then pressing the carpet down really good with a brayer. After I was done with all the sections, I had to go through, cut out the little areas around the vent and that sort of thing. And I ran an X-Acto knife along each of these edges to pull off the excess. I think that that's going to make it a little bit easier to slide things in and out. Also, it'll buffer any noise a little bit, and I don't think it looks bad. trips to the hardware store and some trial and error, Kevin has finished most of the connections for the plumbing, and he's going to walk you through all that.
Like Cindy said, we pretty much have all the plumbing done, and let me go ahead and show you what it looks like down here. So previously I showed you the pump and the accumulator and how we had that connected. Now we have it going up to where the faucet's going to connect. And then the other thing we did is we decided to put a T in that's going to go over to a quick disconnect that she can connect a hose to, and I'll show you that in a little bit. And you can see we got the tank strapped down. It's nice and tight and solid. This is going to be the drain that goes to the sink. And we also have the fill tube installed. It's just a regular RV fill tube. You can loosen this cap and put a hose down in there, and goes into the top of the tank. And now I can show you what we did over on the other side. Okay, so here's the passenger side of the Jeep. There you can see the drain that comes from the sink. It's going to go into the top of the tank. And down there you can see the drain that goes out of the tank. And we got that going through one of the plugs that are actually already in the Jeep. We just went through one of those to drain it out the bottom. There's two tubes there because one of them is the vent tube, which we're kind of experimenting with. We're not sure how that's going to work. We have the vent going down now, which may not be the best idea, but we're going to see how it goes. We may have to adjust that and do something different later. But we also have the tank strap down here. Okay, and that T that I talked about earlier comes into here, and this connects into the quick disconnect, which is right there. So she can connect the hose right here, and she'll have water outside of the Jeep for whatever she might need it for. And then the other thing we did is we made a little viewport so she can look in there and see how full her tank is, so she knows when she has to drain it. One of the tricks of this build was trying to figure out how she could drain her gray water tank easy. And what we came up with is a hose bib under here, and it's just got a quarter turn valve on it, and she can open it and close it, and also hook a hose to it so she can run it over to a dump, or whatever she needs to do to be able to drain it. And I think that's actually going to work out pretty well.
Now all we have left to do is install the countertop, the sink, and the faucet. If you watched when I was doing the van build and traveling in the van, then you probably recognize this counter. We cut it down, made it shorter, and I was able to move it into here. So I have a little bit of the van with me on the road now that I am traveling in the Jeep, or will be. So everything is connected. Now all we gotta do is fill the tank and see if it works. I think we're ready to turn the switch on to the pump. I'm gonna hit the pump and Kevin's gonna open the faucet and we should see if we have leaks. Any leaks yet?
Look. I would think it'd still be running if it was leaking. I don't see any.
The sink is holding.
I don't see any leaks.
Well, that's good news. We are going to let the water out now. Well, there doesn't appear to be any leaks under here. Everything feels dry. Should we try the sprayer now?
Let's do it.
Okay.
This valve right here goes over to the quick connect that we showed earlier. So we can just turn it on and turn it off whenever she's not needing to use it. So I'm going to turn this on right now and we're going to go test that. So the pump just primed it. That's good.
So the pump is filling the water hose right now.
Don't spray me. Wow.
It's pretty good pressure.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's going to drain your tank pretty fast.
Yeah.
But that's good though. It works perfect.
I can take a shower, wash off the tires, my bike, see if I carry a bike, all kinds of things. Wash dishes. Ooh, almost got you wet.
So yeah, shut off the way it's supposed to. Oh, okay. So there's something we got to figure out.
All right, why did you do that?
So because we left that hose open, or we should have.
Yep, to drain the water out
We
of the hose
should've- yeah.
first. I did say we could take a shower.
Right.
All right, let me dry this off. We gotta make sure there's no other leaks doing that, and it's good. So I just need to remember, when I'm done using it, turn the valve off, get the water out of the hose before releasing this.
Now that we got a little bit of water in the gray water tank, we're going to go ahead and turn the valve open on the drain and see how that works. Looks good. We'll let that run for a little bit.
So that is it for the plumbing. Man, it did take a lot longer and was a little more difficult than we thought, but that's because as we were doing it, we realized we had to do a lot more of the framing, which we thought we could do later, just to know where everything was going to go. So it all had to be kind of done simultaneously. But yeah, I think this is going to work really well for me. Time will tell. If there's any changes that we have to make, we will let you know in a future video. I hope you enjoyed the video and got something from it. We will be leaving on a short trip this week, and you will get to see a little bit of that. We're headed to the mountains. We're not going to be taking my Jeep because obviously it's not really ready, but we will have Kevin's Jeep, and we will be doing a little bit of off-roading, which will give me a little bit of experience. So I will see you next time. Bye guys.